What's up, ghosts and goblins? It's me, your girl, Nat. And joining me, as always, is my best friend, Katie.
What up, homies?
And you, my friends, are listening to Wading into the Void. So, we're back. We're gonna touch some demons today.
Oh.
We're gonna touch them inappropriately. We're gonna summon them. She's like, what?
I'm like, I didn't sign up for this.
Oh, God. Okay. So, yeah. We have 6 demons today. I got a lot to talk about. Hopefully this episode's good. I don't know. So, yeah. 6 more demons today. We are going to letter B. So, all of these demons will start with the letter B. We're going through the alphabet. 1 letter at a time.
B, baby.
So, let's go to the tarot. To the tarot.
Okay.
And for our oracle deck for today, I actually have a new deck that I've had for a little while, but I just barely unpackaged today. And this deck is so cool.
I'm excited.
Katie, you are going to want this. I know for a fact you're going to want this deck. So, let me put the box back together so I can show you the box, because the box itself is super cool. Okay. So, this oracle deck is called the Seed and Sickle Oracle Deck.
Ooh.
And it doesn't open like a regular deck. It has a little flap at the bottom, magnetic flap, and then it pulls out. And you see there's a very large space here. Not for 1, but for 2 books.
Oh.
And each of these books, we have the Dawn book and the Dusk book. So we have upright and reversed meanings in separate books.
I'm sold.
Isn't that so cool?
Yes,
the
that's
Seed
amazing.
and Sickle Oracle deck is by Fez Inkwright.
Even better. Let me pull this up.
I'm trying to see if there's any more names. Like who illustrated, but I can't see anything. Let me see if it's on here somewhere. Maybe Fez also illustrated it. I'm not sure. But Fez Inkwright, a super cool fucking name.
Let us see, shall we?
And since there's 2 separate books, each of them have their own dedications. So for the Dawn guidebook, it says, for Allie, who makes everything more beautiful. And on the Dusk guidebook, it says, for Rachel, whose patience and guidance is infinite. For Artie. So there's 2 people in this one, there's 1 in this one.
Fez Inkwright is an illustrator, author, and folklorist. For the past decade, she has produced work for children's books, greeting cards, and tattoo designs.
Oh, listen. Oh. Okay, so she has the Oracle deck, but then it also says she's the author of Folk Magic and Healing and Botanical Curses and Poisons. Those sound cool.
I will be buying that. Thank you very much.
Right.
And the art and everything for those other 2 that you just listed look amazing. And every single one of her works are
literally gorgeous.
5 out of 5 stars. Literally on Amazon. One of them has over 1,500 ratings and has 5 stars. Almost 400 ratings has 5 stars. And over 500 has 5 stars.
Yeah, so this is a really beautiful deck. So go check it out. If you like more nature-based decks, this one's definitely a very nature-based, very agrarianism-based. It's really cool. So the card that we pulled today is the Dawn version, so the upright version. And we got Lily of the Valley.
I love a good Lily of the Valley.
Isn't that so pretty? It looks so pretty. And I'm taking a picture right now, reminding myself that we need to start doing this again, because the last tarot cards we took pictures of was from episode 42. 42!
That's not more than 15 episodes ago or anything.
It's pretty bad. But, yeah, so Lily of the Valley blooms at the same time that the nightingale returns from its yearly migration. Legend claims that this is because the lily fell in love with the nightingale's beautiful song, but with the lily too shy to confess its feelings, the nightingale is none the wiser and leaves each year for warmer climes. Don't let your reservations hold you back, or you might find that an opportunity is gone before you have the chance to take it. There is courage in being bold, and others will only know what you want once you find the strength to say it. So it's cute. It's a cute little deck.
I really like it so far.
Me too. So, let's see. I just love the box. Love that there's 2 books. Like, I've never seen a deck that does that before. Like, when I opened it, I was like, why are there 2 books? And then I kind of had to, like, figure it out and go page for page and be like, oh, well, these are the same exact cards. They just have different meanings. So, really awesome deck. I guess you have to put the books in first and then the cards. So, yeah, highly recommend this deck. This is my first time using it, and I love it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I've been looking at it in my house, packaged for the longest time. So now let's go to the tarot. I have all my tarot cards in my car, so I'm pulling out a deck that we don't really use that often, but is pretty cool. I'm pulling a card from the Tattoo Tarot by... So the text is by Diana McMahon Collis, the design is by Johnny McCullough, and the illustrations are Mega Munden.
And I bought you this one for Christmas.
That's right. And today we got the High Priestess.
Okay.
Which is always a good card. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of, like, traditional style, like American traditional. And this deck is a little American traditional. I mean, it's still a beautiful deck. It has really unique artwork. Like, the Devil card, the Star card is gorgeous. The Death card's gorgeous. Like, it's really interesting illustrations. But yeah, so the High Priestess, this is one of these decks that the book doesn't really have a great description. It kind of just says certain words that are related to it. So it says Moon Goddess, deep knowledge, intuition, foresight, intelligence, enlightenment, understanding, wisdom, science, education, inspiration, mystery, gnosis, divination, prophecy, sanctuary, pride, egotistical, surface knowledge, emotional instability, unforgiving. So there's a lot going on here.
A little bit.
And this is why I don't normally use this deck, because it's just like, okay, what the fuck did you just tell me? But I think, honestly, I'm interested to see what they have for the Hierophant, because I feel like I just read fucking Hierophant. No, the Hierophant is more religious for some reason. Oh, my foot went numb. But yeah, I don't know. Take with that what you will. I'll somehow apply it to your Oracle card for today. I don't know how it relates. I don't know if anybody kind of picked up on anything. But, I don't know. This deck is a really good decoration deck.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need to get, like, cool pictures with a tarot deck.
But not one you might want tatted on your body.
Yeah. So, that's that. I want to just talk for a second because I just got the coolest thing. Well, it's not like the coolest thing. Well, it's like something pretty cool. So we follow this page on Instagram called Twisted Allure. And they make spooky style or spooky... What's the word that I'm thinking of?
Inspired.
Spooky inspired. Soaps, body scrubs, body washes, lotions, and I just bought a bunch of stuff. And it all came in today, and let me just fucking tell you, that shit smells great. And it lasts. Like, I used the lotion, so what I got was, I got Black Moon Sugar Scrub, Witchcraft Sugar Scrub. They're both, like, woodsy kind of smells. It's sandalwood and then cedarwood. They smell really fucking good, though. And I used it on my hands. Soft as a baby's fucking butt. Let me tell you. And so I got one lotion. Is the Monsters Are Human body lotion. And it's citrus, bergamot, sandalwood, vanilla. That's what I have on my arms. I'm not gonna lie. It does just smell like lotion. But maybe it's because I love sandalwood and vanilla, and those are my smells. So maybe it just, like, smells like me.
That could be.
You know? But it smells good. It smells clean and good. And then I got 2 whipped soaps, which I'm not really sure what, like, whipped soaps are used for, but they feel really nice. I got Black Magic, which is bergamot, oranges, and grapefruit. That one smells so good. But the other one I got was Drinks with the Dead, and it's cedarwood, red fruits, and berries. And let me just fucking tell you, that smells so fucking good. I'm probably gonna buy the body wash. And then the body wash I actually got was the Hexes and Spells body wash. It's strawberries, cranberries, and apple blossoms. I'm gonna smell so fucking good. All of them smell so good. There was one even, I don't remember what it was. I think it was called, like, Gravestone or something like that. But it literally, like, it's supposed to smell like dirt. Like, gravestones and dirt. I don't know if that's what it actually smells like, but that's what it's, like, marketed as. And I wanted to get it just to see, but I was like, I don't really want to smell like wet dirt.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like Nats around here, like, smelling like dirt.
Yeah, I don't want to smell like a dead body.
Cool concept.
You know?
Not in love with the smell.
Cool, I think it would be a really cool, like, decorative piece. But, like, I don't buy soap to be decorative piece. I buy soap because it smells good and I want to smell good. So, any of those things that I just listed out, go fucking buy them because I can assure you they smell fucking great. And they're gonna make your skin so soft.
If you want to spend a nice pretty penny for, like, somewhat luxury skincare, Kiehl's is amazing. I have, like, every single one of their face masks, and I love them.
I just got a deep sea clay mask. It was on sale for 50% off. I don't know where it's from. I'm going to try it tonight. So if it's good, I'll tell you guys next episode.
I actually have something I want to talk about a little bit before we pop on over into today.
Yeah.
So pretty hot news right now. That Titanic submarine thing.
Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah, they're dead. They're hella dead. That thing exploded, so...
Yeah. I've been following it with my friend Nikki. Hey, Nikki. Apparently they were controlling it with a fucking controller.
Yeah, like an Xbox
Like a
controller.
Xbox controller.
Yeah. No.
It had to be, like, bolted on and off on the front in order to get in and out. Like,
yeah.
Who made that?
I don't know. It cost $250,000 a person to go on this thing. And it was driven by an Xbox controller.
But also the guy that was driving it was, like, a maritime explorer. Like, they were seasoned. So I don't know how it happened or why it happened. But it's not the first time that that type of ship or sub has taken a voyage like that.
No. But I believe it is the first time it had actually gone to the Titanic, which is odd, considering.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Anyone who knows me knows I am absolutely obsessed with the Titanic itself, so this was, like, new lore for me to, like, be uber focused on. And, yeah, I've been kind of obsessing over it for the past 3 days. Mm-hmm. But I found out a little kind of fun fact today. One of the wives of one of the people that were on board the ship are actually descendants of 2 people that died in the wreckage of the Titanic.
Yeah, so, Stockton... What is his last name? Stockton... Starts with an R.
I can't remember. I just know
that...
Yeah,
it was his wife. Yeah.
It's all tragic. I mean, it's tragic in the sense that they died, right? Like, no one wants people to die. But you wouldn't have ever caught me going down in a tiny little tube to the bottom of the ocean.
For $250,000? I will never have that type of money ever.
I don't make that in, like, 10 years. Like...
I mean, we do, but...
Definitely not with all the other expensive we have.
No. Yeah.
I mean, one of the people on board was a billionaire, so.
Yeah. So, RIP.
Yes, RIP. Don't go on strange little mini submarine things where you have to poop and pee in a bag. So, yeah, don't do that. And if anyone ever tells you that they're going to bolt you into a mechanism that's going to literally sink to the bottom of the ocean floor, maybe don't do it.
Yeah.
Do be obsessed with the Titanic, though. That's okay.
But also, like, do you think it's a little insensitive for them to go down there? It's like, spend all that fuck ton of money to go down there and look at this, like, cemetery, basically.
I mean, I'm not saying, like, that
what
if
did they
I wasn't a billionaire.
Well, I think it would be interesting, but also, like, they have so many exhibits where they have everything there, and you're not, like, going and risking your life to go look at this thing that's been down there for, like, 100 years.
Fair enough. I think the biggest, like, allure with it is just the fact that it's going to completely disintegrate within 10 years.
Yeah.
So, like...
That's true.
There's not very many chances left to actually see it or even collect any more evidence from it, but... I don't know. The whole thing's kind of tragic. I think it's taken the whole world by storm the past 3 days. I
keep seeing a lot of memes about it.
Which, messed up. Don't be joking about the dead people, necessarily, you know?
Wait, I gotta show you this one. Hang on.
So she's gonna show me anyway.
It's not about the people. It's a picture. Do you remember those, like, before most consoles came out, like, most big consoles came out, and they had the, like, joystick games that you plug into your TV?
Yes.
There's this one, it's a SpongeBob one.
Oh my god.
And it says, controlling my Titanic submarine voyage with this.
So much
I saw that, yeah. But, oh, yeah, wait, hang on. Stockton, his name is Stockton Rush. He's actually named after his ancestors both signed the Declaration of Independence, even though he's fucking British. I don't know how that works. But
Well, not all of the ancestors moved over to across the pond.
Yeah, but anyways, so yeah, he's named after Stockton, and then Rush were their last names. So
Interesting.
yeah. Real
Maybe we
rich
should
people shit.
maybe we
Sorry.
should read their names just to honor them a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. There's Stockton Rush, I got it. Here's who's on board. So he's actually the founder and chief executive of Ocean Gate Expeditions, which is the sub that they were in. So
Sucks for that company really, really bad, because not only are they
Yeah.
going to have to find a new owner, they are also going to have to find a new CEO because he was completely leading the company. So
So we have Hamish Harding. He is a British businessman, or was, and explorer who held several Guinness Book of World Records.
yes, he was a very
about-
well-known adventurer.
Well, I just learned recently that you actually pay to get Guinness World Records.
You still
So,
have
like,
to be
are you
like
Good at it.
record breaking.
Yeah,
You can't
but
just,
still
like,
have to
not-
pay for it. That's kind of a sham. Anyways, so there's also Paul Henry Nargillet. He's a French maritime expert and has been on more than 35 dives to the Titanic wreck site.
Mhm.
So that's crazy. He's been multiple times to the one journey that killed him.
Yeah.
Right. That's crazy.
Killed a lot of
And
people.
then yeah, it's fucked up. It's like a Bermuda Triangle.
Kind of is.
And then Shazda Dawood and Suleiman Dawood, the father and son, they're British Pakistani, one of Pakistan's wealthiest families, with backgrounds in like textiles and fertilizer manufacturing. So, tragic scenario, definitely.
Not the smartest choices.
No. But alas.
Here we are.
Yeah. Let's talk about demons.
Let's do it. Let's pop on over.
So let's start with our first little man.
Okay.
He's pretty sick. He's like Alassi's from last week. His name is Balaam.
I feel like I've
He
heard of him
is-
before.
Probably. He's the 51st spirit of the Ars Goetia and is a great and powerful king. To some people, or to some writers, he's considered a duke or a prince of hell.
How
and
insulting.
He commands over 40 legions of demons, so he's up there. And in this episode, I included like some aliases because some of them have like multiple different names. So
Okay.
he's Balaam, Balin, Balaam the Great, and Balaam the Terrible.
So those last two just depend how your outlook on life is, what you want to
Yeah.
call it.
Well, yeah, we'll get into it. So, he's the spirit of fortune telling, invisibility, wit, deception, divination, imaginary things, greed, avarice, idol worship, and immortality. So, he's a nocturnal demon who is most powerful during the month of December. And he's a Sagittarius.
I was going to say
Sag.
Capricorn things,
Nah,
but no.
he's early December.
Tragic.
He also was apparently once a part of he was an archangel and was a part of the Dominion.
Wow.
And he's depicted of being 3-headed. In this picture you can only see the one head, but it's kind of like a mixture of all of them.
Gotcha.
So one head is said to have been a bull, the second of a man, and the third of a ram, which is really interesting. And I really want to look this up really quick because they said archangel and in the Dominion, and the Dominion is including like seraphim, cherubs, stuff like that. So there is one specific type of angel that has 3 different heads, one of a man, one of ox and one of an eagle, maybe. I can't really think of it. Let me look it up real quick. Because I want to be right. Okay, so the cherub, the traditional, actual, biblically accurate cherub.
What do you mean? They're not little babies with wings and halos that fly around?
No. Let me
They're
find
little
their
three-headed monsters that growl at you?
So, they have... So, in some renditions of cherubs, they either have the 3 heads with wings that surround them, or they have the wings of an eagle, the body of a lion or bull, and the head of a king or a human.
Gotcha.
And they surround themselves. I've noticed a lot with a lot of biblically accurate angels, they cover themselves with their wings. And I don't know why. But I think it's said that it's because their true full forms are like so terrifying. Like, imagine an archangel looking like this and going down to Mary and being like, hey, God's gonna knock you the fuck up, you virgin bitch. And she's just like, what the fuck are you? So yeah. But yeah, he kind of sounds more like a cherub, so I don't know. It doesn't specify what kind of angel he was, but they said archangel. But he has flaming red eyes and the tail of a serpent. He carries a hawk on his fist and rides a black bear. And as most demons have like multiple different variations of how they can look and be perceived by other people, sometimes he's represented as just a naked man riding a bear. And oh, sorry, it's not a Lassie's that it reminded me of. It's a Gary's. The guy who rides the crocodile. Who's like the shy hot boy. This is like basically another rendition except scarier and on a bear. As most demons, his voice is hoarse and harsh. But this is what was really interesting about him, is he's really fascinated in the human world. And supposedly he's also really interested in mythical creatures that exist there. Okay. So like he's like into cryptids. And
what are we saying? He is Goatman.
He is Goatman. No, but so like in some writings of him, it said that his passion for these things was all the more dangerous because it seemed less evil. So like he's really passionate about these pretty mortal things.
Gotcha.
So he's not like death rained upon you, you know? He loves children's picture books so much that he makes them as a hobby. And he likes cute things. Like, this is from Demons Wiki, so take it with it as you will. It could be completely inaccurate, but I thought it was hilarious.
I'm just picturing
Blob
this
is like awesome.
3-headed demon, just like,
ew, look at this little mochi baby.
He's like writing and illustrating Cinderella. He's just like, yes, she loses her slipper.
He's writing and illustrating Everybody Poops. Or like Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Yes.
So he has the ability of limited precognition. Uh-huh. And mortals would worship and entreat him for power or glimpses of the future. So, yeah, he's a man of all trades, or a creature of all trades, I don't know. He's capable of shape-shifting, he gives perfect answers on the past, present, and future, can make people invisible, can make people smart, he can see through the 4th dimension, whatever that means, and can view anyone's future, past, or fate given the right price. So he kind of has the Rumpelstiltskin vibes. And he often demands years off the life of people that request his services in order to extend his own. So he's not immortal, even though he's the demon of immortality, which is very interesting to me.
He plays on people's gluttony, so
yeah,
makes sense.
It's really interesting. So he answers questions concerning past, present, and future events, and he's willing to reveal the secret of invisibility. He's a teacher of the art of cunning, and he imparts wit and finesse to whoever inquires it of him. And he can only be summoned when the sun is in Sagittarius. And when he arrives, he's usually known to have 4 kings and their entire entourage with him. So he pulls up with the squad.
Me and my gang pull up like... Better get to run.
He said, gang, gang!
He's throwing up gang signs.
Oh my god. Maybe. Who knows? He is a demon after all. Like, he could do anything
he
wants. And we're gonna go to our next guy. Who, this one I don't have as much about, but I thought both of the pictures that they had were pretty interesting. His name is Bathin.
He looks like Lord Farquaad in one of them. Just saying.
A little bit. So he's ranked as a duke in the Lesser Key of Solomon as the 18th spirit. And in Johann Weyer's Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonium, he's ranked as the 10th spirit. So basically, pseudo-monarchy of demons or something like that.
Gotcha.
Whatever pseudo means. Can't think of it off the top of my head. But, yeah. He's described as a serpent-tailed muscular man riding a pale horse who knows the properties of plants and stones, transports people across countries, and rules 30 legions of demons.
Not bad.
In the German edition of the Grimoire of Pope Honorius, they describe Bathin as teaching about and providing foreign plants and rocks. So he's a nature guy. He's into nature. He likes rocks and plants. And he's a sexy, hot guy with a serpent tail.
Who sometimes looks like Lord Farquaad.
Who sometimes looks like Lord... You know what? If he wasn't in that suit of armor and he had on, like, a fucking polo shirt and khakis, he'd look like just like any other Kyle or Steve.
He'd still have the Lord Farquaad haircut, though.
And the serpent tail.
That part's special, though.
That's special. It just reminds me of Faunus from Dustwalker Bride series number 3.
A soul to touch.
Just throwing that out there. If you've read the books, you'll know what I'm talking about with the tail thing. Wink, wink. Anyways, let's go to our next guy. We got a lot of shit to talk about with this guy.
I know him.
I think most people do.
They should.
However, people are really confused with this one. Because when you hear his name, you think of somebody who's not him. So this is Beelzebub.
I just think of the Queen song, so.
Well, okay, that's awesome. But a lot of people think that Beelzebub is like another name for Satan or the devil. However, that's not true. It's not true. Beelzebub is its own entity. But has lived a similar life to Satan or Lucifer. So he's also known as Triel, Daniel, or Yophiel, which is his original name.
He just goes by Daniel.
Yeah. Well, Daniel would be probably if he was like an archangel or something, but he's not an archangel. I'll tell you what he is in just a second. I need to list off all these fucking aliases because holy hell. I have to stand up because my legs are slimy from my leather chair.
Fun.
So, just listen to all that garbage. Anyways, So he's known as the Prince of Hell, the Lord of Flies,
Ugh.
the King of Gluttony, Gluttonous King, Prince of Decay, the Rotting One, Satan's Advisor, Prince of the Weather, King of Demons, and King of False Gods.
Fun.
And,
Lord of
So
the Flies, man.
yeah, that one's a good one. That one's a really good one. So I saw a really cool picture that I should have put in here, but I didn't because I was like, I think Beelzebub's hotter than this. So,
Oh my god.
so he personifies gluttony, deception, conquest, glory, bravery, weather, fertility, which is interesting, and strength. So Beelzebub was originally an angel, but more specifically, he was a seraphim. And for those of you who don't know, seraphim are means the fiery ones, and it's the plural of the word seraph. So the angels are mentioned in the Bible as having faces, hands, and feet. However, each seraph has 6 wings, 4 of which they use to cover themselves in the presence of God as a sign of humility. They use the other 2 to fly. So they're they look humanoid, but they're completely covered in wings because they're around God.
Fancy.
They cry out, "Holy, holy, holy," as they appear to worship God continuously. And they're often depicted in religious arts. So they're known as being the angels that are closest to God, and they stand around his throne.
Gotcha.
And emit an intense fiery light representing his love. They're considered to be fiery serpents, and not even any other of the divine beings can look upon them. There's only 4 of them. So this guy is one of them, I guess. And, yeah, when they come to Earth, they apparently come as tall, thin, clean-cut humans. So think of those lanky twinks. That could be a seraph. Think about that.
Michael
That could be
Cera
Beelzebub.
is Sarah.
Michael Cera is a seraph. He's God's favorite.
Makes so much
Oh,
sense.
God. All the religious people are gonna come for me.
God was like, you can star in Juno, Michael.
It's okay. Anyway, so Beelzebub was originally a seraphim, or a seraph, and was once under the Archangel Gabriel, who's the one that went up to Mary and was like, "Hey, bitch, you're gonna get pregnant, and you're not gonna have a penis inside of you to do it." And, I feel like I should do a crash course of religion. I feel like that'd be so fucking funny. Either way, he joined Lucifer, and he became a high-ranking demon in hell. So in Catholic demonology, he's sometimes considered to be one of the first 3 angels to fall from heaven, along with Lucifer and Leviathan, which we will talk about Leviathan at some point when we get to the L's, because that's a really important one. We're going to also talk about Leviathan's brother in this same episode.
I didn't know that demons could have brothers, so.
Brother's a loose term. So
they just homies.
Well, I'll explain it.
Okay.
So,
I love that I'm just so accepting today. I'm like, okay.
yeah. So Beelzebub, like I said, is often confused with Satan's and the Satan, not Satan's. But the 2 names are usually interchanged. However, they're 2 separate people, like I said. Beelzebub led a revolt. Okay. That's what well, I know it's like revolution. So, revolt against Satan. Though a lot of people think that this is not actually true. They think it's just like some like fan art or something, fan fiction.
Find it on AO3.
But he became the founder of the Order of the Fly.
Ugh.
I don't know why. Maybe because he's of rot and decay. But he's the chief lieutenant of Lucifer and is one of the most loyal to the Morning Star. He's commonly described as ranking high in the hierarchy of hell, and he was of the order of cherubim or seraphim. So they say in the beginning that he's a seraph, but they also mentioned that he was of the order of cherub or seraph. So
Gotcha.
Cherubs and seraphs are physically kind of similar with the amount of wings and stuff that they have, and they're shielded and blah blah blah, but they have different closeness to God.
Gotcha.
So Beelzebub is seen as being associated with pride or gluttony, depending on the scholar who is determining this, and is also the prince of false gods. And so here's where they explain what flies are to him. So flies play a large focus in imagery detailing him, and the malignant spirit can even take the form of flies, according to some. So
Gotcha.
I'm assuming that has to do with the decay and the rot, and I don't know which came first, chicken or the egg, So
Gotcha.
maybe he rotted as a seraphim because he turned his back against God, and that's what he got as a punishment,
He just
So-
lifted up one of those 4 wings that were covering him. He was like, oh my god, it's so hot in here. And he lifted one up just to get some
No.
air, and God was like, spite you.
No, I'm assuming if he was one of the first 3 to fall with Lucifer, it was because he was with Lucifer and saying, God, you're really not all that. And I think other people can do a better job than you. And God didn't like that. So,
Shocker.
yeah.
Maybe we should do a crash course in religion and have you just do it. That would be kind of fun.
It would be. Because, I really love biblical lore. As much as I talk about how much I don't like religion, I really do. I enjoy reading parts of the Bible and have read parts of the Bible. My favorite is definitely Revelations because it's a fucking acid trip that John wrote. It is a fucking acid trip. I don't even think it should be a part of the Bible, but that's me. But, yeah. So,
have I told the pod the story about I had to do a written paper on, the perception of God and God's, duty and feelings when I was in college?
No.
Yeah, for one of my courses, we were forced to read the Bible, of course, and then we had to, write our opinion on God, and I was the only person in the class that was like, God is a spiteful being. And here's why. I got a 100 on the paper. And I was like, yeah, I actually think it was God that tricked Adam and Eve, because he never told them what fruit the tree of knowledge grew. And then suddenly there was just a serpent that was like, hey, you should eat this. And Eve was like, but God said I couldn't. And the serpent's like, but he didn't tell you what the tree of knowledge was. And she was just like, shit, you're right. And then she ate it. And then suddenly God was there again, like, oh, you bitch. How dare you? You ate from the tree of knowledge. And she was like, you didn't say what it was. And then he was like, you're going to have so much pain for the rest of your life because I said
and
so.
Literally, I know we've talked about this. I feel like we talk about Adam and Eve a lot when we bring up religion. But, the reason why he didn't want them to have knowledge was because he didn't want them to be, more
able to...
understanding.
Understanding. He didn't want them to challenge him in any way, shape, or form. So I'm like...
And the knowledge that they have is basically them becoming sentient creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And having a basic understanding of, this is my body. I have humility because I'm butt-ass naked.
Mm-hmm.
All these bad things that people do or things do when they're sentient creatures, they didn't have that before. They were just, living.
Mm-hmm. They were
they were just
literally
his little.
vibing.
They were just his little pets to watch interact with all these animals.
Yeah, God was playing Barbie, and he didn't like it when Barbie talked back Toy Story style, and that's just how it is.
And we all know what happened to Lilith, or we don't, and I will explain it in the future. Even though I kind of explained it in the first episode.
But not in super depth. I
Oh,
already
we haven't
know.
been ranking them! Okay.
It's okay. I just know that the L episode is going to be bomb.
We're gonna have Leviathan and Lilith at the very least. And those are two major demons.
Lucifer.
Lucifer as well, yeah. Well, I don't think he'd be under Lucifer, actually, because that's his angel name. He'd be under Satan. Yeah, Lucifer is his name as an angel.
I was talking to like a couple of friends that went to religious school, and they didn't know that Satan also went by Lucifer. And I was like, "Are you kidding me? You are the ones that study the Bible, not
Yeah,
me."
you literally go to school to study the Bible.
Like, how y'all know? Not know that his name be Satan and Lucifer. I don't
That
get it.
is actually shocking to me. So what do we? So before I continue to the next one, which is a big boy, let's
Literally
rate Balaam. He's the bear guy. Naked
5.
bear guy. I think he's more interesting than that. I think he's like a 6.
Because he's naked.
Okay, what about Bathan? He's solid.
2.
Yeah, he's okay. He's
I gave
3.
him a 2.
Yeah, he's 3 to me. He's not really that interesting. He just
Lord
likes plants and
Farquaad looking
rocks.
ass.
What about Beelzebub?
9.
That's like a 9. Yeah.
I think
he's
that's the
pretty
first
cool.
one we've actually agreed on this whole series so far.
I don't know. This next one kind of go hard.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about Behemoth,
And if that
Which
don't
is
tell
a-
you.
which is a word that people use a lot as a descriptive word, and here's fucking why. So
Plot twist. He gets summoned every time anyone says it.
that's crazy. But so his aliases are Behemoth, Behemah, Behemoth, Anti-Leviathan. Interesting. The chief of the ways of God, God's pet, father of dinosaurs, Godzilla, the beast from the earth, the answer of nature, first kaiju, monster of monsters, king of monsters, and god of monsters.
Okay.
So already we're starting out fucking awesome. So, originally considered a chaos beast, which I don't know what the fuck a chaos beast is. Let me see.
He is the Chaos Beast.
So, what I'm bringing up is that chaos beasts are from fucking Forgotten Realms and fucking Pathfinder. So maybe the Wicca just added like anything that they have for Behemoth.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, okay, anyways. So Behemoth was confronted by God near the beginning of time. In the confrontation, Behemoth is considered a hulking brute of unimaginable strength that is defeated by God's omnipotent nature and is either banished or reduced to a divine quote-unquote pet. He's the beast of the earth, whereas his two quote-unquote brothers, we have the beast of the sea and the beast of the air.
Gotcha. Okay. I think that makes sense.
Legend has it that sometime at the end of the world, we're talking probably after the rapture, whatever, Behemoth and his sea counterpart, which I've already said multiple times, but I will refrain from continuing to say for not to continue to spoil it, will kill each other, providing apocalyptic feasts for men. So to me, that signifies after the rapture, there's still going to be people here. And they're going to feast on these giant creatures.
I see.
So Behemoth's appearance is that of a colossal monster. Its height is over 200 kilometers, and its length is estimated at 500 kilometers. So let's do a quick conversion.
Yes, please do an American conversion for that.
To feet or miles? Miles.
Feet. Oh.
Feet's going to be way too big. So 200 kilometers is 124 miles, and they said 500 for his length, 310 miles. So that is very large.
How you fighting this guy?
That's like a
behemoth.
New England. That's like New England. It's literally the size of New England, if not bigger. So imagine that guy stomping around.
I'd rather just perish. Thank you.
Apparently, his teeth are the size of Mount Everest. He has pale.
Specific.
Yeah, it's very specific. He has pale white scales covering his entire body, and some of them appear to be falling off slightly. The creature's head is structured similarly to an iguana, being oval-shaped with a large mouth and having medium-sized eyes, though his eyes appear to lack any surrounding skin to help keep it in place. So he just has, like, these beady, creepy eyes. Let's see. He also has very large nostrils, which can be difficult to see due to circumstances of the image. So, I'm assuming he's talking about this picture. He has, like, big slanted nostrils.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes are pitch black with no visible retinas, so it's unknown how he actually, like, operates, if he can actually see through them or not. His mouth is lined with a number of enormous jagged teeth that get shorter the further back they are, resembling those of an alligator. Woo! He sometimes appears on Earth with a smaller appearance, that of a Brachiosaurus, which was about 36 to 30 meters long and 18 to 20 meters tall, which that's pretty fucking big. I'm not going to convert that one.
It's still a lot smaller than him, so...
It's still fucking big to humans, though.
Well, yeah.
So, apparently Behemoth is quite a benevolent being and is actually a protector of Earth, being considered the opposite of his counterpart in the sea, which is more akin to the chaos that you would assume that these creatures have. However, he's not all loving and protective of humanity. So
well, that makes sense.
Like, yeah, he protects the Earth,
and
but does not
humans
protect the humans.
Destroy the Earth.
Yeah. So this is actually really interesting because it makes sense what Godzilla's based off of now. Like the fictional Godzilla, because Godzilla's King of Monsters, that movie, he's like not protecting the humans, he's protecting the planet. Yeah. And the planet's sick because humans are killing it. And like Godzilla's based off of Behemoth. It literally said Godzilla in his alias.
I appreciate the sirens.
Yeah, hopefully that's not Godzilla. Or Behemoth. So if humanity stands up against nature, he'll stand up against humanity to save the planet. So basically what I just said. So he's considered among all terrestrial beings of gods. He's the god of monsters and supreme ruler over all monsters and beasts, with the exception of his sea counterpart.
Gotcha.
Which is really interesting. I want to know more about their relation and, like, relation with each other. How did that happen? What's happening there? In relation to God, he was formerly an enemy of the Almighty and ended up being adopted as a pet, like we said earlier. Despite God being his father anyways. He respects God as his superior and as a soldier in general. So I'm really confused why he's considered a demon.
He probably bit God or something, and God got mad.
So, Behemoth and his siblings' true origins are actually a complete mystery.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people theorize that he was created by God from the pieces of Therion, which Therion is... I know this name. Get out of here. Okay. So oh my god. The horror of God's creation. Oh shit. Hang on. We're taking a little journey real quick. He is the pre-existential beast considered to be the first monster within all of creation, as well as the monstrous and most primal side of God. He's also the primal beast that spawned equally destructive creatures of darkness known as Trihexa and Divus.
Oh my.
Whatever those are.
That thing looks freaking cool.
Right. I could see a cool movie being made out of this guy. He looks fucking terrifying. Go look up a picture of this dude and you'll see why. He's very scary. So he's like the counterpart to God before Satan was. Basically is what this is saying. So he was defeated by God and was imprisoned into the bottomless abyss, sealed with a key that would later be given to Abaddon, which, did we talk about Abaddon?
I don't believe so.
Well, Abaddon, is considered the ruler of all demons in the 7th layer of hell, which is violence. So he's just another demon. He's a fallen cherub that was tempted to fall. Wait, I thought we talked about this guy. I don't know. Maybe we didn't. Maybe I've just read about it. But anyways, so yeah. So that's the guy that Behemoth and his siblings came from. But there's also theories that God created Behemoth to be his pet as the, like, anti-Leviathan.
Gotcha.
Let's see. So, after they all fucking die and kill each other, and the humans eat their shit, the remaining flesh of Behemoth will eventually come into contact with the remaining flesh of the other primordial beasts, which is, like, the siblings. And it will come into contact with the corpses of Trihexa and Divus when they're thrown into the Lake of Fire, and this will basically revive Therion again.
Gotcha.
Which is crazy how many of these similar stories in religion just repeat themselves over and over and over, because Satan gets thrown into the fucking prison in the eternal flames, and then he comes back 1,000 years later and is basically revived, and the Antichrist is revived, and Jesus is revived, and all this shit happens, and the people just come back.
Yeah. It's almost like there's a never-ending life cycle. Oh my god.
That's a story for another day. But Behemoth, the name, derives from the archaic Jewish name for hippopotamus, from the Hebrew behema.
Gotcha.
So the behemoth monster is a monster described in the Christian Bible and is one of 3 primordial beasts said to symbolize the physical world. And it has been identified with many large animals such as hippos, elephants, bulls. It's just a big 4-legged creature.
Yeah.
Very large. And now
we rate him.
We rate him. Yeah.
Easy. He destroyed the scale.
He really did. Honestly, I think this is definitely one of the top tier demons.
Agreed.
I would say like 9.5, 10.
I would say like 12 out of 10. So.
Well, you have to stay in the scale of 10. Yeah, I'm sorry.
10. You brat.
All right, let me go to this next one. This next one's a little confusing to me because there's so many different pictures and they're all so different. So let me read it and then go back to the pictures, okay? So let's talk about Baelith, also known as Belay, Byleth, Byleth, or Byleth. Is a king of hell who has 85 legions of demons under his command. He also rides a pale horse, although the horse in this picture looks fucking horrifying with its nasty, weird little sausage dick legs.
I didn't even notice those till you pointed those out.
Before you even come into contact with Baelith, you hear a variety of music. Like, you start hearing music. Which is, according to, like, literally most of the demonology authors and most known grimoires. So he is just known to have music following him everywhere and announcing his presence.
He is extra.
He's apparently the king of cats. Although I couldn't really find any explanation of what that entails or why he's the king of cats. But there are, like, 2 pictures that we have where he's either a anthropomorphic cat or he's surrounded by anthropomorphic cats playing the instruments.
Yeah, there's literally cats playing, like, a trumpet, so...
Yeah, I don't understand. So, when appearing, if Baelith does not obey, the conjurer must rehearse all threatens... What the fuck does this say? Oh, all threatens the conjuration said. What? And then Baelith will obey and do what he's commanded. So basically you have to rap battle him and prove your dominance. I
will pull your nails off, your tongue out, your eyeballs will be plucked out of your head.
I'll rip your balls off and make you eat them. Anyways, so...
And if you repeat it all back to him, he'll say, "Yeah,
yes, queen!" And then he'll do whatever you want. So, the conjurer has to be respectful and do homage onto Baelith due to his rank, because he's fancy, and hold a silver ring in the middle finger of the left hand against his face, as it's the use of hellish kings and princes before a Maimon. What in the fuck does any of this mean? I don't know. You put a fucking ring to the side of his face, but it has to be silver, and it has to be with your left hand.
What if you're dyslexic and you do it with your right?
I don't know. You're not gonna get help from him. But he gives all the love of men and women he is commanded until the conjurer is satisfied. So he is like a romancer demon. He's weird. A lot of the summoners are women waiting for proposal. However, it must be noted that one should not be too greedy when asking for love from a demon, and only ask what the conjurer thinks they deserve.
The world, like, bitch.
This is basically like, not Rumpelstiltskin-y, but like...
Seems genie in a bottle
witches.
To me.
It's like witches, yeah, genie vibes, like, only ask what you actually deserve.
You better word it very carefully.
So actually, one of the famous bargains that was made with Baelith was Peter the Great of Russia, who summoned the 3 demons in order to defeat the Swedes in the Great Northern War. In return, Baelith and 2 other demons demanded 3 things: his future sons, his heart, and his eternal soul. So Guy basically just destroyed everything he ever had and ever will have, just to win a fucking war.
Against Sweden.
Against Sweden.
Of all countries.
Crazy. So his appearance, he looks very fierce. What? Oh, yeah. So when he appears, he looks very fierce in order to frighten the conjurer and to see if the conjurer's courageous. If the conjurer's brave, and holding a hazel wand in his hand, must draw a triangle by striking towards the southeast and upwards, then commanding Baelith into it as by means of some conjuration. Like, they have so many fucking specific shit for Baelith. I don't get it.
I would not win because I don't know what direction is south and east off the top of my head.
But also, like, why do you need so many... you need to do so many things. It's like that one science project that you have in class where you're supposed to, like, read it before you start. And if you read it all the way to the bottom, it says, sign your name at the top and put it on my desk, and you don't have to do anything, and you get full credit. And then the one person who actually goes step by step and does all the crazy shit, like, that's what this is. That's what this is! A lot of occultists believe that Baelith has the ability to transform into his former angelic form, which is a beautiful woman with gold hair and big doe eyes. So that was really interesting to me, that originally his angelic form is a woman.
Gender fluidity, such a concept.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And according to legends, the first person who actually invoked him was Noah's son after the flood. And he was able to write a book on mathematics with his help. I don't know. Because apparently, he's the ancestor / guardian demon of all mathematicians and grants students suffering in the form of maths. So he's a fucking math teacher that's evil and is also some kind of science teacher. I don't know.
Fitting.
I don't know. This guy's fucking crazy.
Who's like, yeah, I can help you build an ark.
None of that made any sense. I don't know where the cats come in. I don't get Baelith. I don't get him.
From me, he gets a 1.
I hate to say it. I'll give him a 2 because the cats playing the instruments is pretty cool. But, like, none of that made sense. Make it make sense in order for people to summon you.
It's the Tyra Banks quote that's like, if I could, I'd give you a 0, but I can't, so I'll give you a 1.
We're gonna be, like, haunted by this fucking demon for the rest of our lives.
We can't summon him. We don't know how.
We don't know how! If you figure it out, y'all... I don't know.
No, I figured it out. I figured it out. It's because Baelith doesn't want anyone to disturb them.
He does not. He's like, I'm not doing my job. I'm not fucking doing this. I'll stay hang out with my fucking cats and solve algebraic equations. Like,
and if you
that's what I would rather do besides hook you up with some hottie lamati from fucking Transylvania. Like,
and if you do figure it out, he gives you a parade with music, literally.
But he, like, stomps his foot and, I don't want to be here.
So, repeat after me and touch the silver ring to the left side of my head.
Oh, God. He's a bitch. Anyways, let's go to our last one for today, because
I wish we weren't.
Demons... No, this one's cool. This one's interesting.
It looks like a demonic baby. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, the second picture. Yeah, I was really confused on this one, too. This one's also really confusing, because the two pictures that they have are so very different.
It literally looks like a baby that's been inbred for like 7 times.
So
and he's like, you got games on your phone?
It's either bifriends or bifriends. He appears in many forms, but is usually always this ghoulish figure that Katie's talking about. So imagine Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. Smeagol.
Oh, the guy that's like...
Yeah.
That little troll-looking guy that has, like, 3 hairs, right?
Yeah. He looks like that guy. Gollum.
Gollum.
Why did Smeagol become Gollum? Smeagol the Hobbit. I don't know enough about Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
He has a very big interest in something that I also have interest in, and that's things of the dead. He likes strange lights above tombs of the dead.
Difference is aliens.
He maintains the minor region of Daymar, known as the Circle of Death. He is one of 3 demons that hold sway over the dead, jointly with the evil Boone, which I almost talked about Boone, so I'm glad I didn't. Bifrons is in charge of moving the bodies from one grave to another, while the hellish Murmur takes over the souls. He is the Infernal Duke, suspected to have played a hand in entombing a traitorous overlord formerly under Mammon, and has been leeching off his power since then. The late S.L. McGregor Mathers, among the great authorities on demonology, wrote that Bifrons enjoys appearing in the form of a monster, but after a while, upon request, will change and appear as a man. So, yeah. He controls over 26 legions of infernal spirits. If he takes the human form, his face is usually hidden under a hood. He definitely prefers to be seen as a monster, but he has, like, multiple monster appearances. He's a demon of monstrous guise with 2 faces, who often takes the form of a man well-versed in astrology and planetary influences, excelling as well in geometry, herbology, mineralogy, and botany. In his demon form, he seems to possess candle with magic lights.
Interesting. He just likes shiny things.
So, there's, like, 2 different physical appearances that he has, because I saw these 2 pictures and I was like, these things look nothing alike. So on one hand, you have this, like, bulbous, nasty little man. And on the other hand, for some reason, you have this giant horned toad serpent with wings, and he's green and red, and I don't get it. He's like a serpent man.
Yeah, I'm at a loss.
Every artistic image that is found of him depicts him as a monster. So he definitely prefers being a monster over a humanoid type creature. In a lot of old literature, he kind of revolves around the idea of death and decay. He specifically works in pestilence and poison. And if you look at his back, it apparently contains nozzles with contagious fumes that spread like miasma, whatever that is.
Lovely.
Kind of like mustard gas, which will burn your flesh away. And his head or mask, he wears a rat skull.
Cute.
Like a plague doctor thing.
Great.
So yeah, I really don't get this. I don't get this guy either. He's known to be dreadful, damned, and ominous, but at the same time quiet and alone. He's very wicked and dreadful. He doesn't kill his victims, but rather prefers to slowly break them physically until their souls shatter with immense despair.
Oh, great.
When he communicates with you, it's said that the message of whatever he's saying appears in your head as a gentle voice.
He is your intrusive thoughts.
Literally, this dude who apparently evoked this spirit, his name's Aaron Donahue. He said that some may sense a calm voice only from the right side of the head. It will seem like your own voice, as if you are speaking to yourself. The lexicon will be slightly different from that of your own, and you may notice thoughts that are new or subtly foreign. Bro is just explaining intrusive thoughts.
He really is.
For real. Like, what would you do if I just spun my wheel really quick and hit this pedestrian? Like, that's still me. That's just a fucking fleeting thought. Like, this is crazy.
Morbid curiosity, if you will.
So yeah, his whole thing is he fucking moves bodies out of their graves. He's a gravedigger demon.
Cute.
And when he moves the bodies, he lights candles over their graves. And apparently has the ability to control the souls of the dead. This guy does everything and fucking nothing.
Once again, I'm giving you a 1.
Once again, I'm giving him a 2 because I like the serpent toad look. Do not like the nasty little golem guy. So
fucking gremlin, like.
Yeah. So that's all I have for today. C, I already have C planned out. I just have to get like all the information. But
wow.
So that's all I have. Katie, help me with.
Follow us on social media. You can find us at Wading Into the Void on either Facebook or Instagram. And you can't find us anywhere else because I say so. So, if you would like to support us monetarily, you can find us on Patreon by searching Wading Into the Void. We have some wonderful, fantastic tiers. They start at $5 and go up to $35. We don't expect you to pay that, but to each their own if you're a billionaire. And if you want to support us in another way, you can find us on Spotify for podcasters, also under Wading Into the Void. And you get to pick the amount that you want to give us there. So, do what you wish, do what you will. And, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, you can find us on our website, wadingintothevoid.com. And we have some cool merch there, which you can shop. And I feel pretty manic right now. It is my finals week, and I would just like to simply crawl into my bed and not move for, 7 days. Yay! So, with that being said, don't be like any of these fuckers unless you're like Behemoth. And goodbye.